The median rent, as we calculate it, is actually the median advertised rent of properties that we've been informed have been leased. So it tells you what the last advertised price was of a property that was advertised for rent. And the median is just simply the middle number of everything that was leased over that period of time. And at a suburb level, it's typically over the last 12 months. It doesn't tell the whole story because there's very different types of properties that can get rented in a suburb. So particularly if you're looking in a unit market, you're probably going to have a combination of 1, 2 and 3 bedrooms. And equally, if you're looking at houses, you could have a combination of 3, 4 and 5 bedrooms. So it's probably typically going to be reflective of a 2-bedroom apartment or a 4-bedroom house, but not always. And obviously you can pay very different prices depending on the location within the suburb, but also how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many car spaces a property does have. It's important to broaden your horizons. So just because one suburb might look like it's outside of your affordability range, don't just immediately discount that suburb, because you might find that if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit on location, or you're willing to go for something a little bit smaller, you might still be able to get into that area. And particularly at the moment, we have seen some big reductions in rental prices in inner city apartment markets. So you might surprise yourself how cheap you can actually find some properties for. In terms of investors, I think it's important to have a look at what rental demand is like. We know, again, in some inner city areas at the moment, vacancy rates are quite high, but they're likely to come down as international borders reopen. How quickly things are getting leased, the amount of inquiry that properties available for rent are, and also other things like rental yields, how long it takes to lease out a property are really important considerations. We know at the moment, a lot of investors are not necessarily looking at inner city markets. They're looking more to regional areas and outer capital city areas. But again, with borders now reopening, international borders back open, there might be some opportunities which haven't been there for the last 2 years or so in those inner city markets.